Hello and welcome to another video. So the game's coming thick and fast as we're heading towards Christmas, and after the international break, a chance to put right our disappointing performance and result against Plymouth at the weekend. I have calmed down after my rant on Saturday night, but judging by the comments and the reactions of the video, the rant was kind of justified, I think. So can we put that right against Huddersfield Town, another struggling team, on Wednesday night? So they are managed by Darren Moore, who took charge in September this year when Neil Warnock left. Now, I thought that was quite a good appointment for Huddersfield, a safe pair of hands. If we look at his overall record, he's at West Brom from 2018-2019, where he played 48, won 23, drew 13, lost 12, a win rate of 47.9%. He then took over at Doncaster in 2019 to 2021, played 78, won 35, drew 15, lost 28, a win rate of nearly 45%. Then he went to Sheffield, where he kind of did really, really well. We know he got them promoted last season via the playoffs. Went there in 2021, played 129 games, 66 wins, 34 draws, 29 losses, a win rate of 51%. And then, like you say, he's took over at Huddersfield in September this year, where it hasn't really worked out. So he's played 10, won 1, drew 5, lost 4, with a win rate of only 10%. But overall, he's got a career record of 265 games, 125 wins, 67 draws, 73 losses, a win percentage of overall 47.17. Now that's a decent record. You might say, that's in the lower leagues, but West Brom at the time were Championship. So he's got some good games at this level. I've always liked the way he speaks. I've always liked the way he conducts himself. He did fall out with Sheffield Wednesday chairman JAZZY'S over. We didn't know whether it was wages or transfer issues or whatever, but something wasn't right there at the end of last season, and he left, and then he took over Huddersfield. Now I do think he probably will get it right if he's given the time, but are we going to be playing them at the right time? Huddersfield have struggled for the last 2 seasons since the loss in the playoff final in 2022 against Nottingham Forest. I think they had Carlos Corbehan in charge, who was now at West Brom, of course, at the time. He then kind of left, and they've struggled since then. They only just avoided relegation last year when Neil Warnock came in and saved them. They did finish 18th place this season. As you can see by the league table, they've only won 3 games this year in the league. Overall, you can see they've played 17, won 3, drew 7, lost 7. They've only scored 15 goals. They've conceded 29, and they're currently on 16 points. Currently in 21st place, 4 points above the relegation zone. But away from home, they've played 8 games. They've only won 1, they've drew 3, lost 4, only scored 7, conceded 15, and they've got 6 points on the road. So, people will be looking at that and thinking that it's a guaranteed win for us. But we know, Sunderland always struggle against teams who come and sit behind the ball, which I feel what they're going to do on Wednesday. The recent form for Huddersfield, 1 win, 6 draws and 4 defeats in the last 11. However, they did get a 1-1 draw at the weekend at home to Southampton, which was a good result. Prior to that, they lost 1-0 at Hull. They drew 0-0 at home against Watford. They lost against Leeds 4-1, lost against Cardiff 4-0 at home, and then beat QPR 2-1. So they had kind of 2 big defeats there. But the last 3 games seems that they've gone back to basics, and that they've stopped conceding goals. They've only conceded 1 goal or 2 goals in the last 3 games. So they've done some defensive work, and that could be a sign that the Darren Moore effect is starting to turn things around for them. Top performers all this season. So top performers: midfielder Jack Redoni, defender Michael Hellick, and midfielder Sorba Thomas, who I have seen him quite a number of times, Sorba Thomas, and he's a dangerous player on his game. He got a lovely right foot, put some lovely crosses in the box. Top goal scorers this season, but this kind of says it all. Michael Hellick, the defender, is their top goal scorer with 4. Jack Redoni's got 3, and forward Delano Burgos has got 2 as well. Assists: Sorba Thomas, like I've said, he's got 4 assists. He's a danger man. Jack Redoni's got one, Josh Karoma's got one as well. The good news for us is that Redoni, I believe, is out until mid-December with a foot injury, so arguably their best player, as well as Sorba Thomas, is not going to be playing on Wednesday night. But they're not going to make things easy. You know, they're going to come here, they're going to sit behind the ball, they're going to dig in. They're fighting for their lives. So they're just outside of relegation places. We know, like I said at the start of the video, we struggle to break teams down. The longer it goes on against them, it could be a long night. As for us, you know, another inconsistent performance at the weekend. Saw more kind of questions asked around team selections and substitutions. You've seen the video. If you haven't seen it, the match review after the game, it's here. Click on there, you'll see it. So I had a bit of a rant on Saturday night, disappointed with the way things have gone. You know, 49 shots in the last 2 away games, no goals. It's not on. You know, thankfully we have been scoring goals at home, I suppose, but the lack of goals from strikers as well as it's every week until one of these strikers get a goal. It's going to be the same kind of thing every week, every game, questioning which one of the strikers is going to play. Team selection for Wednesday, I think for me, like I said, they're going to come and sit behind the ball. So for me, we need players who are creative, can make things happen, and energetic. So we need creativity and energy in the side. So my team for Wednesday would be Patterson in goal. I'd have Huggins, Ballard. I'd have Sealt in for O'Nien, purely because, you know, for me, Luke O'Nien, he's guaranteed a first team spot. He seems to be undroppable. He put him straight back in at the weekend, and he didn't have a very good game, if I'm honest. So I'd have Sealt in for O'Nien. I'd have Trey Hume in. Now this is where I make the majority of changes. I'd have Dan Neil. I'd have Pritchard in for Ekwah, because Ekwah the last 2 games has been miles off the pace. Took him off at half time at the weekend. I'd have Elshish on for Jobe. Again, Jobe has been needing a rest for weeks now, I believe. So Elshish came on at the weekend and looked good and looked dangerous. I'd have Barr in for Roberts, because again, I've questioned Roberts and I've criticised Roberts for weeks and weeks and weeks now. He's not doing it. I'd take him up the side, put Barr in. Barr did well when Roberts was injured, you know, a few weeks ago. I thought he did okay, got a couple of goals. So for me, I'd give Barr another chance. And I'd also take Miyenda. I'd also put Miyenda in for Rushian. You know, Rushian's had 3 or 4 games. You might say it's not enough, but he's had chances and not took them. Now is it time for striker number 4 to have a go and Miyenda be given a chance? He came on at half time on Saturday. He looked half decent. He looks strong. He looks powerful. Give him a go from the start and see what happens. So just to recap, the lineup I would have would be Patterson, Huggins, Ballard, Sealt, Hume, Neil, Pritchard, Elshish, Barr and Miyenda. So, but I think, you know, stubborn Tony Mowbray will probably play the same lineup, if I'm honest. Probably with the same formation and same tactics, and this is why he's getting criticised, because we haven't got a plan B. Substitution that he made on Saturday, you know, Bradley Dack, waste of space, came on, you know, when you've got Pritchard on the bench. So we'll have to wait and see what team he select, what team he picks, and how the game pans out. But I predict there'll be no changes. That's just the team I would play. I predict there'll be no changes. Score predictions. This could end up being a very, very long night. The longer it goes without us not scoring a goal. Ideally, we need to get an early goal, settle the crowd down, you know, and it could end up being an easy 2 or 3-0. But we've seen previously how we struggle. Teams have worked out how we play. They marked Jack Clark out of the game, stop us from playing, and we haven't got a plan B. So that's the worry. I'm going to go for a very nervy 1-0 win. I just think it's not going to be the type of game where we'll turn up and score 4 and 5. I don't see that at all. Like I've said in the last few games, they've been hard to score against, they've been hard to beat. They're going to come here, sit behind the ball. So I'm just going to say we'll just nick it 1-0. Get your score predictions in below for the ongoing shirt competition for the end of the season. But the top of the leaderboard remains the same. no change. But get your comments and score predictions in this video to count for Wednesday night. Watch out for the match review video that will be coming out after the match on Wednesday. Hopefully we can get 3 points, because I figure if we don't win on Wednesday, the pressure is going to be more and more mounting on Tony Mowbray. You know, I love him to bits. I do think he's the right man for the club, but he needs to start making, you know, a substitution that makes sense, and not just putting on, you know, jobs for the boys, the likes of Bradley Dack. When we're getting beat on either goal, you change your centre half and put Sealt on. You know, them on Saturday didn't really make sense. So fingers crossed, he can be a bit positive, he can be a bit proactive. We'll make some changes, get some energy into the side, give the players who need a rest, take them out, give them a bit of a rest, and let these other young lads come in and have a chance. But let me know what your thoughts are. What would your team be for Wednesday? Would you make that many changes, or would you keep the same team? But until the next time, thanks for watching. Take it easy, stay safe, and we'll speak soon. Ta-ra.